Do you hate big tubers who steal from little tubers? Well, you're gonna love Inkslasher. Check this out.
His video is 43 minutes long. More than 30 minutes of that are my video.
That comparison's between, at the time, a 12K subscriber YouTuber and a 1 million subscriber YouTuber who thought he could get away with stealing. Now, he's getting sued. This big YouTuber, Inkslasher, thought he could steal 30 minutes of this small YouTuber, Even Bad Wolves Gaming's content, and create a 40-minute video. Yeah, it turns out Bad Wolves isn't just more hardworking, she's also more accomplished than Inkslasher too, because she's also the lawyer who filed this suit.
This time, the small creator he stole from is a lawyer.
Now, you might be wondering, sheesh, straight to the courts? That's quick. No, actually. Even Bad Wolves Gaming initially noticed her content being flagrantly yoinked, so she did what any reasonable person would do. She filed a copyright claim. Unfortunately, Inkslasher shot back with a counter notification, meaning this matter's out of YouTube's hands. Bad Wolves only had 10 days to act. So that means the courts are the only route. Check out this footage of him playing dumb about why he had to take down his video.
Where's my Dying Light video? Yeah, I had to take it down. I used gameplay from someone else's gameplay and they were not happy about it, so I just took it down for them. Even though YouTube said it was fine.
Clearly, YouTube didn't think it was fine because they pulled your video and now you're being sued, my guy. With her having an insane time sink of upwards of 200 hours, I'd be pissed if a big YouTuber yoinked my original gameplay. Editing, cuts, pacing, and all the heavy lifting I put into a video. Now, thankfully, Aussie courts have a more creator-centric standard called fair dealing, which is similar to fair use here in the United States, but a bit more refined. There's 6 main grounds to deal fairly: research or study, criticism or review, news reporting, parody or satire, legal advice or professional advice, and public administration. Inkslasher doesn't seem to qualify for any of these, so this suit's looking pretty sweet for Bad Wolves. But lawsuits are not cheap. She could be out upwards of $135,000 her currency, so definitely peep her GoFundMe in the comments below if you have anything to spare. Even Bad Wolves Gaming even linked up with a law firm to work on a way to streamline this defensive process for the little guy who can't fight back in the future. There's also been several other people who've reported on this, just so hopefully we can get the fire to grow larger. Game Pressure, Dark Viper AU, Cam Nuggets. So definitely go watch and read those if you care to get different perspectives on this matter. But on a funnier note, apparently this guy Ink hasn't even played the games he's ripped from. Bad Wolves' original video breaks this down into more detail, but the shitty rewrite he barfed over the stolen content doesn't even seem to coincide with the beats of the story. Meaning, this guy did the equivalent of a ChatGPT prompt. Please summarize this, and then made it into content. He took high quality work, then decreased the resolution. So now, you might be wondering, how did this dude build his empire? And taking a look at his channel, it seems like he makes these full story of type videos. Like, Bad Wolf seems to think this guy's stolen more content from other creators, and honestly, I can see where she's coming from, and I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. So it definitely bears checking it out. If you watch these type of videos, if you're interested in these type of videos and you think he might have taken some, it's just seriously sad because I understand how hard it can be to make it on YouTube. So I get the grind, but is the one golden rule not don't steal from others lest you want others to steal from you? Like, bro didn't even attempt to be fair use. He stole a 30-minute chunk of video and slapped a front and back bumper on the end of it to collect who knows how much in ad revenue, and also dilute the market value of her video who knows how much. Check out what people had to say about this. He deleted the vid already and hasn't put out any sort of acknowledgement of this case. That absolutely was what was happening, and for a while he just wasn't acknowledging it, or he was lying about it. But we do have an interesting update on that. This is wild. 200 hours of work just taken. My question, why doesn't YouTube have better tools to auto-detect this stuff? Seems like AI could flag content theft instantly. Anyone know if they're working on this? Watching her video now, hope she crushes it. So although I 100% agree with the need for better tools for creators to better protect their work, I don't know about the AI stuff. It seems like it has a lot of misses and hits a lot of people who it shouldn't, and just creates a more overbearing environment for creators. But there definitely needs to be some way better to defend against your work being stolen when it's clearly not fair use. At Moist Critical, a good one for you to cover in your channel, I reckon. And his last one is asking Moist Critical to report on this. I think he should. With his scale and absolute mass, I'm sure he and his audience could get this young lady over the line and help fund such a magnanimous effort to defend her art. So about that update from Inkslasher.
So apparently I am being sued.
Seems like he's finally decided to acknowledge it.
About 60 to 70% of this video is just cutscenes. My video, I believe, was 42 minutes long. But around 30 minutes was just cutscenes.
Yeah, so here you can clearly hear him say that about 3/4 of his video is basically cutscenes. He goes on to say something like he couldn't find video or clips of a certain part of Dying Light, so he found some footage online, but his framing is completely wrong. His video clearly consisted of the majority of that person's content for his video. Another point in his video is he says that he pulls up Google AI to get a question on legal advice. I highly recommend against that. He was looking to see if gameplay footage is copyrightable by the individual person, or is it just sort of up to the game company? And there's a general trend of game companies always have the copyright, but they can dole it out to whichever person. And specifically in the case of Techland for Dying Light, they have in their user agreement that users can create their own unique content and they can profit off of it, they can distribute it, and the only person who has more authority over that is Techland themselves. So it seems that Bad Wolves did have rights over her own content. Another point that he makes a little bit further into this is the idea of offering up to pay for the totality of the video's profit, and him being reached out by a lawyer, and him essentially selling the idea that he tried to make things right because he makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, but that whole line of argumentation is just betrayed by the fact that he's Googling AI and he doesn't think this is so, and he thinks there's a culture of stealing and it happens so many times, and these are just crazy things from, these are just crazy messages that he got from a lawyer. I'm not buying it. All of his steps, every step of the way, he knew what he was doing. He was very intentional. He says that he got carried away while editing. You don't get carried away in still 30 minutes of a video for your 40-minute long upload. And he also says that he couldn't have stolen all of her video because she said that his commentary was inaccurate with the story. The claim isn't that he stole the commentary. She made that point. The claim is that he stole her footage and used it for the majority of his video. So that holds completely fine. You doing unique cuts off of someone else's foundation footage doesn't change the fact that you're using their foundation footage. Also, as far as I know, copyright proceedings are generally strict liability, meaning that arguments from intent or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It just seems like a judge would just look at the facts and see, did you or did you not in the final product do these set of elements? And if you meet the requirements, then you lose. So in closing, don't steal other people's content. Inkslasher appears to be lying about ripping his content when the video was still up. You can clearly see there was like a 30-minute chunk of this content gone. Even Bad Wolves Gaming, her original video, goes through all this in strict detail. She's launching a lawsuit. This isn't okay. This dude lied to YouTube when he counter-notified, and his excuse on the live stream was they don't like it when I use their gaming footage. All the unique cuts, editing, pacing, composition, probably color grading and sound effects. Like, dude, this is weak shit.